Okay, we finished FPJ, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Next is FFJ.
But you didn't tell us how often you apply it.
Tomorrow application.
Okay.
Today, production.
Production. Okay.
Okay. Next, FFJ.
Oh.
A while ago, FPJ. What is FPJ for?
For plants.
For
Food.
food of the plants or leaves. Specifically, leaves.
Leaves.
Food for the leaves.
Production.
Okay? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is FFJ for? In conventional farming, if you want to sweeten the fruits, you buy 0060. What is that?
Soy potas.
Potassium.
Potassium.
So, you put potassium on the fruits. The fruit will be on the trees, on the plants that bear fruits. The fruits will be sweet. Okay. If the fruit is sweet, it means it had high potassium. So why should you buy 0060? Yeah? Yeah? He said, why should you buy 0060? You can get potash from sweet fruits. Again, you can get potash from sweet fruits. So you don't need to buy 0060. It's very expensive. Am I right? Very expensive. So here, we produce our own 0060. Now, so if the fruit is sweet, then you have high potassium. So what we are going to do is to ferment that sweet fruits to extract the potassium. Now remember, we are not only extracting the potassium, plus all the nutrients in the fruits. See? Potassium is the major volume on the sweet fruits, the high potassium. But we are not only extracting the potash, we are also extracting the what? The other nutrients. That's why you see, we are not only concentrating on NPK, but all the other nutrients because they are equally important. Klaro ba? Klaro ba? Okay. Now, so sweet fruits. When is the time that the fruit is sweet?
Because it is rich in
When is the time
when is that?
When it's very ripe.
when the fruit is sweet?
When it is very ripe.
When it is ripe.
Oh.
Okay. When the fruit is ripe, it's sweet.
It's sweet.
Not all ripe fruits
Are
are sweet. How do you know that a ripe fruit is sweet?
It is.
Yeah. Common sense. You taste it. Clear? Oh, for example, one bunch of banana.
Oh,
If one banana is sweet, the rest is
sweet.
sweet.
Oh.
Automatically. If a papaya tree, if one papaya is sweet, the rest of the papaya is
Sweet.
sweet. Common sense. It cannot be the whole bunch of banana, one is sweet, the other one is not. It's not. Clear? Okay. Now, so, here is your NPK, potassium. Okay? Now, this is your potassium.
Hello.
Now, again, it's not just plain potassium. It's about all other nutrients in the fruits itself. Okay, so we will ferment the sweet tasting fruits. The ratio is 1:1. Now, what kind of fruits I suggest?
Sweet fruit.
In the Philippines, I suggest banana and papaya. Okay, now, what kind of banana? Because we have many varieties of banana. The banana that I suggest will be cardaba.
Ay, cardabas.
Di lagi kardaba ng buhay ko ba?
Kaya nga, cardaba ang suntin ako. Yes.
Which one is?
The cardaba banana are the one you cook.
Oh,
The banana that you cook.
the long ones.
No, it all depends on.
They-
Ours are not the long one, not this size.
Yeah, but it's sweet, right?
Yes, you cook it. You can cook it.
Yeah.
You can cook it through soup, through putting bamboo. Then you can
Okay.
grill
Not
it.
the normal one we eat, like the one we ate.
But
Not
those one cannot be cooked.
Okay.
The one you cook it.
All right.
Anyway, you'll be eating anytime this week.
All right.
Meron ba?
Katong hilaw na kardaba.
Meron bang cardaba na
Katong hilaw na
iluluto?
kardaba nga agon lang.
Yes. Now,
Sa ginamos.
why cardaba among other fruits? Among other banana variety?
It's more sweeter than
Yes.
It's more sweeter. Ba, yung nakatan, sir, sweeter man po.
No,
Hindi
cardaba
ako
is
siya
much sweeter than lakatan. When
Ah,
it's ripe.
when it's ripe.
Yes.
Pero
right
pero
na
doon
kayo,
ay kardaba sir nga murag medyo may pagkaaslo na siya nga kuan. Amo
Ay,
Hindi
overripe.
ko overripe na.
Overripe.
dili gyud. Naya ko tilawan sa akong kuan dito nga. Murag medyo aslom
Asin na siguro to.
Oh, ano.
Baka sira na, guba na to.
Gata na.
Dili, okay pa siya. Okay, pa gyud. Magod maayo pa gyud siya.
Ambot lang, baka na ang tabi niya puro sa mga kalamansi.
Basin. Takdan.
Natagdan ang kalamansi.
Suga lang yun.
Pollination man.
Ah.
Okay. Okay, again. So it's cardaba is one of the sweetest banana that we had when they are ripe. I eat the cardaba not cooked. I don't want the cooked cardaba. I eat it raw when they are ripe.
Oh,
Kaya
kaya
pa daw. Rich in potassium pa daw na, sir.
Yes,
Ayaw.
because when you cook it, it becomes acidic.
acidic ko. Maslom lagi siya basta malungag.
It becomes
You
acidic.
eat,
So when you eat it raw, it's alkaline.
ripe banana. Alkaline pa, sir. Mukilaw na lang bitaw ni sir.
Laki.
Sadok alternative.
Mas lamig pa, Jud.
Lani sa yung kinilaw.
Doctor,
Dok
galing,
alternatibo.
galing sa ako ang teaching, no?
Galing dahil sa'yo, sir.
Yes.
Visibility na siya, sila, sir.
Mao di ay kanang
Eat,
sadok mo bitaw na
ah,
ilang
Si
raw,
Doc,
sweet,
ako yun.
Carnaba banana. Because it is rich in potassium kuno kaysa nung ago na nimo.
Yeah, Doc Alternativo used me to teach natural farming among his constituent. For, I think, 4 or 5
Bunga
times.
na ni siya. Bunga na ni siya.
Okay?
Muna siya ng previous.
Oh,
Pampatamis.
Okay. So what do you do? Also papaya. Why papaya? Because papaya, when they are ripe, the moisture content is very high. Papaya, when it's ripe, the moisture content is very high. Okay? So I suggest papaya and banana. Also, another reason why I prefer papaya and banana is because papaya in 6 months time after planting, you have the fruits already.
Yes.
The banana, 1 year, you
1
have
year.
the fruits already. But other fruits, it will take you many years before you can get the fruit.
Kuya, ano daw na
Avocado, pag hinog, there is a percentage of sweetness. There is.
Pero dili kita siya.
Hindi kayo very tamis. Kaya ang ano ko is papaya o saging na kadaba.
Ang mangga dili pod karabaw.
Ang another purpose for this is because among the fruits, they are somewhat very cheap compared to other kind of fruits.
I've seen on
Ako
YouTube.
nagmura sa farmer ang banana o papaya kay naana sa inyong
Oo,
tanong.
na,
Kung
may
magpalit.
problema na.
Oo.
May problema
Now,
na.
listen, you don't need to
Buy.
use the good ones. You use the reject ones. For example, the cardaba, you use the small one
Ah,
because mostly you cannot sell that one. For the papaya, you use the one that is crooked or you cannot sell that one, isn't it? So those are rejects. So you can use all the rejects.
I've seen on YouTube they use in banana.
The banana blossom.
Yes, that one.
Yeah,
They cut
that
it.
that is good for flowering stage.
Oh, okay.
So
But
you
that's-
can use
that-
that,
that
for
is,
flowering stage.
That is fermented. This is also
It
FPJ,
will
right?
be FPJ,
Yeah, FPJ. Okay.
the banana blossom.
So that's fermenting plus juice, just like the one we did before. The recent one, just fermenting plus juice,
Yes,
the one we
yes.
did before, the food for the plant. Oh, okay, okay.
Because during flowering stage, you can add this to the flowering stage. Anyway, we will teach you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay? Kaya kompleto ang matawad niyo sa ako.
And that one, it doesn't mention molasses. It's sugar or muscovado.
No. Everything is always molasses.
Molasses.
Molasses,
Okay.
kapag
In the
kain
Philippines.
niya sa
Alright.
So in other countries, it's either what you had,
Kung sa nga-
what is your local
kung sa nga
ingredients.
kuwan, nagil ang molasses.
Sir, sa ato pa sir, yung mga aslo muna prutas,
Ah!
dili na lang na siya
Okay.
i-recommend.
Those sour fruits,
Oh,
which has sour taste,
oh.
like pineapple. Pineapple, when they are sweet, they are very sweet, right?
Oo.
But still, you have that sour taste.
Yung
Now, those
lansones.
one, you cannot ferment it and spray it to banana. You cannot.
Oh, dili, oo.
Because you are going to introduce the sour taste.
Ah,
So,
oo.
sour fruits can be fermented for sour
For sour fruit
fruit
trees.
trees.
Ah, sige.
Okay.
Ay.
Oo, di ay.
Oh.
Okay? But, the non-sour fruits, you ferment it, it can be for non-sour trees and sour trees. Clear?
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
So, the ratio is 1:1. So, the same. 1 part of the fruits, 1 part of molasses. Now, the fruits, you don't need to take out the skin. You don't need to take out the seeds. No need. Why? Because seeds and the skin is part of the fruits. There is also nutrients in the skin. There is also nutrients in the seeds that your plant need. So why should you take it out? Even banana, the peeling of banana, it's high potash. The peeling is high potash. So why should you take it out? Phosphorus and potash. So why should you take it out?
Cardaba, diretso, sir.
Oh. So you just need to wash the skin to take away those dirty stuff in the skin.
Dili na siya.
Just small washing. You don't need to do so much washing. Then you slice it into smaller size so that it can be fit into your container. Klaro ba?
But
Chop it into smaller size.
the seeds of popo is very bitter.
No problem.
Ah,
No problem. Okay? So, chop it into smaller size so that it can fit into the container. Okay? Then add the molasses. Again, the content should be more than half the container. Always apply the rules. Okay? The content should be more than half the container.
so plastic is fine.
Plastic is fine.
Is glass better than plastic?
Yes, but glass,
Mas expensive.
when you
Oh, okay.
fall down, it crack. no more container.
Ah,
And so expensive.
okay.
So the cheapest is just plastic. Now it's up to you. You can even do clay jar. If your clay jar is the finest clay jar, when you put 1 gallon, after 1 month is still 1 gallon, then you can use it. But if your clay jar, if you put 1 gallon of water, tomorrow it becomes half gallon, then the clay jar is no good.
Sir, either molasses or muscovado atong i-apply kay ang emphasize diha sir o sugar or muscovado.
Okay, again, masabot mo ang akong apelido.
Oh, lagi na.
Choose the cheapest. For plants and animals. Now, muscovado for human consumption. We'll go to that right now.
Mas kubado, ng bright one.
For human consumption.
Yeah, we'll go to that. We'll go to that. Klaro ba?
Yes, sir.
So, put the molasses with the chopped fruits in a container. Again, the content should be more than half the container. Close it.
Okay, yung panet.
Yes. Sulti naman ko.
Pero,
Okay?
sige sir, sige. Padayon sir kayo mga, diha pa ko mga na pa sa
Okay.
human consumption.
So, takpan. No, leave it. You close the lid. Leave it for 7 days again. The same as IMO2 and FPJ. After 7 days, separate the liquid from the slugs. Yung liquid, that will be your FFJ. This is somewhat will be the result, no? Up to 7 days, mostly your fruits will totally be dissolved. Not dissolved. It will really only liquid. A lot of liquid will be produced.
Na-decompose.
Okay, matunaw,
Tunaw.
pero maging slimy pa rin. Okay? Now again, separate the liquid from the sludge. Again, separate the liquid
How
from
do you
the
do?
sludge.
How do you separate that? You
Strainer.
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 Using strainer,
just normal
sir.
strainer.
Huh?
We don't use the cloth.
Yeah, you can use cloth.
Oh,
We can buy some strainers, sir.
In coconut.
Okay.
Yung
Yung
init
sa coco,
Mosquito
sa,
net.
Init sa lugi,
coco sap.
pwede.
Or coconut.
Coconut.
Coconut. Mosquito net.
Pwede ra, mosquito
okay.
net.
So small particles, if they come in, no problem.
No problem.
Okay.
Because small particle in due time, it will dissolve even
All right.
with the microbes.
Oh.
The problem will be the spraying. You have to totally strain it
Mm.
because it might block the
Sprayer.
the holes, which is very fine.
So it's better to use like a cheese cloth or something.
Yeah.
Klaro ka.
Okay. Now again, if you store it, you don't want to use it still.
Mm.
In due time, those things will just be gone. Those particles.
So maybe you don't need to strain it until you want to use it.
Yes.
All right.
But you need the container if you want to do a lot of fermentation.
Okay.
So you transfer it to small packaging and store it. Remember always mark. Put a mark on the bottle. What is that? Especially you can put in what is the content. If it's banana or papaya, not only just put FFJ, then put the date on, then the date of production, and date of expiration.
3 months.
Yeah, always remember must only produce 3 months production, unless you are planning to sell your product. Unless you want to plan to sell your product. Okay. Now, okay, the sludge. What are you going to do with the sludge? Again, if you have
Again
animals,
sa animals.
you give it to the animals. But if you don't have animals, again, what do you do? Pour in a lot of water so that it will be diluted. Then the water you can sprinkle it to the plants, or you can throw it to the soil. And the sludge again, you throw it back to the soil. Clear? Any question?
For human consumption,
We'll go
sir.
to that.
Ay, dali, among kay Pwede ulit na dali.
Any question?
No more question.
Any question on this? Okay. Right now, what we're going to do is to teach you the FPJ and the FFJ human consumption.
Oh, sige, kana, sir.
FPJ.
Kana, sir.
FPJ and FFJ for human consumption. Now, if it's for human consumption, then you don't use molasses. What you use is
Muscovado.
muscovado. O ang tawag na to,
Kinugay.
Kinugay.
Kinugay. Kinugay.
Kinugay. Na.
O, daghang kayo. Mahal lang karon. Abot ng sobra 70. 1 kilo.
Gulay.
Mahal na. Mahal
Powder
ang
sugar.
Mahal di ay kaysa brown sugar.
Sugar.
Mahal ng
Mahal na?
Muscovado.
Mahal na siya?
Oy,
Oh, mahal di ay.
More than 60 na nga. More than 70 pesos.
Barato naman lagi ang brown sugar.
Minsan 100 pesos.
Ang brown sugar, pero ang Muscovado mahal. Pero nga naman
Ulo
sa
na.
Cebu,
Ulo na.
may pagka-light
Wala.
brown.
Wala na siya, kamay.
Hindi.
Ang kinugay
Mas
mo
mahal
ay
ang Cebu.
kuan, pula. Ang Muscovado,
Ang Negros
lahi,
may barato, o
light
kuan.
brown.
Hindi. Mahal na rin
Mahal
ang
na rin.
Negros.
Mahal na, sir. No?
Outrage is probably 100
Okay,
pesos
ang
ang kilo.
Kinugay, ma'am nga. Itom naman kayo.
Kanang Muscovado lagi nga na may pagka-light
Dili
brown.
man siya kanang itong kanang mas kanang
Ang itom tsaka light brown depende sa pagluto o depende ng variety ng sugarcane.
Ng sugar cane.
bitaw. Mga nakasa.
Okay? So guys,
So why you don't use molasses for human consumption?
because the molasses that we're using are the reject
Reject
Ah.
from the
from
sugar
production
cane.
of sugar.
But if I make my own,
If you make your own, that is food grade.
Oh,
That is good for human.
human. Pero for plants and livestock, we are going to use molasses because it's cheaper
Yes,
than Muscovado.
yes.
Mahal di ay mo.
Yes, mahal na karon. Noon medyo mura-mura pa.
Barato siya sa
10 years ago, still cheap. 10 years ago, NCCC supermarket is selling around 30 plus pesos to 40 pesos per kilo.
Per kilo, no?
Ngayon, wala, 70 plus.
Magsagol naman
Mahal na
kuno
bitaw
nila sa
kaayo.
luglak din ang mga kuan kana.
Ang molasses, pagsagol nagaluglak mo ng mahal.
Ang diri, organic
Even sa feeds, even sa feeds.
production.
They mix it to the feeds.
Mm.
Anyway, let's continue on.
Okay.
Okay. Now, for human consumption, you don't use molasses, you use muscovado. And when you use muscovado, I will suggest for human consumption, you just increase the raw mats.
Increase the raw.
For FPJ, it is plants, so you make it into 3:1. For plants and animals is 2:1, right? With molasses. For human consumption, you do it 3:1. For FPJ.
Ano naman, sir?
We will go to that later on. FFJ is 1:1, right? You make it 2:1.
two of
2 of the fruits,
okay.
1 of the sugar. Now, why? What's the reason? We don't like too much sugar.
Yeah, yes, sir.
We don't like too much sugar. Simple as that.
Pangutan na pa, sir. If yung cocoa sugar for our home consumption, advisable ba ang cocoa sugar, sir?
Yes, very.
Cocoa sugar for
Better than better than
Muscovado.
muscovado.
Oo.
But it's more expensive
Expensive naman,
than
sir.
muscovado.
Pero it's healthy.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Even muscovado is healthy, but mas healthy
Healthy ang
ang
cocoa
cocoa sugar.
sugar.
Which one is healthier?
Cocoa sugar.
Cocoa sugar.
Cocoa sugar.
Sugar
It's
out
very
of
low
coconut.
glycemic
Oh.
index.
Oh, from the cocoa.
Yeah,
Oh,
cocoa
yes, from the
Ah.
cocoa.
Remember I show you at home? The cocoa sugar.
Yes. So there's cocoa.
said you
There was coconut.
tasted-
No, coconut sugar. Coconut sugar, is it the one?
That's cocoa sugar.
Cocoa sugar.
Oh,
It
cocoa
means
sugar.
coconut is cocoa to us.
Oh, cocoa.
Sorry.
All right, so I thought it's cocoa the
Cacao.
Yes.
No. It's coconut
Coconut
sugar.
tree.
Oh, coconut sugar. Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Sa FPJ, sir, hindi ba natin, for human consumption, hindi ba gamitan ng bani? Banana,
Trunk daw, sir.
Yes. But anong purpose mo?
trace to
Hindi.
Ang permit.
The question is, what is your purpose using banana trunk? Now there is a purpose why we use this. Now listen. We'll go to that, don't worry. Let's start with FFJ muna. For human consumption, FFJ is you are going to produce drinks.
Drink.
Now, come on guys, that's why here we don't serve you Coca-Cola. We don't serve you C2. We don't serve you Sesto, the packed juice. We don't serve you 8 o'clock, minute, whatever, green tea or whatever. None of those. You are not going to be drinking those here. Especially soda. So if you want to drink, go outside. You will not be drinking it here. Why? One bottle of Coke, 12 ounce, you're talking about 6 to 7 tablespoons of sugar. And this is white sugar
White sugar, sir. And then the others.
or brown.
No, makadiabetic na sa...
That's why that caused the diabetic in you. And not only diabetic, but obesity,
Obesity plus
sugar.
kidney infection.
Yes, a lot.
Ay,
So guys, that's why in your home, you produce your own drinks. Don't keep on buying those commercial ones.
wine and
Yes, just this morning, we serve you what? Lemongrass
Lemongrass.
with calamansi. What's wrong with the mixture is they have too much calamansi.
Yes.
That's why the lemongrass smell is gone.
Too much sweet, sir. It's very sweet, sir.
No, it's not.
Dili.
Really ba?
Aslom.
So,
Anyway, we
ako
don't
kaya
use white sugar.
Ah,
I ask them to use either muscovado or cocoa
cocoa
sugar.
sugar.
Asloman ko ito.
Cocoa sugar.
Now, I think they use muscovado. Okay, now, listen. So, you don't need to buy things for to let your family drink of healthy drinks. You can make your own.
No?
Now, you will be drinking a lot of those things here in your snacks. Different kinds of productions of juices.
So the one lemongrass will be FPJ, right?
No, what they do with it, they don't do what
Fermentation, okay.
this system. What they do, they just boil the lemongrass.
Okay.
And when you boil the lemongrass, the water becomes the lemongrass juice. And they just add calamansi and the sugar to have the burnt taste. That's what it is. They just cool it down, put some ice so that it becomes cool. That's how they do it.
Ayos na.
No, you can do FFJ of lemongrass. No, I mean that will be FPJ.
FPJ, yeah.
Because that's the leaves.
But for drinking, it's only FFJ, right? For human.
No, even FPJ. We'll go to FPJ later on.
Okay.
Now, for drinking consumption of like replacing those juices in the commercial area, you can do these things. You can ferment different kind of fruits. Okay? Now, if you increase the volume of the fruits, then you have to do the 10 days fermentation, not 7 days. Okay? You have to do that 10 days fermentation. After fermentation, separate the liquid from the sludge. Yung liquid immediately, listen ha, after 10 days, immediately put the liquid in the ref.
Liquid, yes.
Yeah.
In the refrigerator.
The concentrate in the ref. Why? To stop the fermentation. Because if you let them continue to ferment after a few days, they becomes vinegar. Oh, you see? You can also produce your own vinegar with flavoring. Kung saging, kung if it's banana, banana
Vinegar.
vinegar.
Ah.
See?
May
If it's
na-ferment
papaya,
naman.
it's papaya vinegar with flavoring the vinegar.
Vinegar na.
See? Produce your own vinegar. Don't buy those vinegar in the commercial because that will cause you ulcer.
Acid.
Ulcer!
Ulcer.
Kung may ulcer ka, yan ang dahilan, yung vinegar niya. But yung tuba na vinegar, that's good.
Oh, vinegar na to.
Ganun to ba sa lugar?
Sir,
Yes!
magamit naman lang ni limonsito, sir. Kung mag-un-un,
Namay,
lemon juice,
sir.
sir.
Sir, naasa mo, uso kayo ng katakitang kaon,
Limonsito
Ichok,
na kuha,
ichok.
kinjok, nga,
Gawing vinegar.
oh,
Yeah!
okay gapon siya?
Yes! Anything that are naturally done is good. But anything that you add chemical to it to make it vinegar, then that's bad.
Ah.
Which is in the commercial, lahat.
Wala pag
With the
chemicals
chemical.
na itong kuan.
So, okay gid kayo ng ato, diha?
Okay kayo.
Kuan pag yun?
So you have to know the person who is doing it. If he's putting it the chemical or not. Because sometimes they might put in the chemical to hasten. So it all depends.
Dali na naman siya.
Oh, pero sa ato, di pa ka ng vinegar lang, di pa pagkakuan kayo.
So again, produce your own vinegar.
Ay,
Ah.
abunda
You
ta.
want to. If it's just for drinking, for quenching your thirst, you just put it in the ref so that the fermentation will stop. So it will not turn into vinegar.
But usually the process of fermentation, when it ferments, it becomes alcohol, then vinegar, right?
Yes.
So at what stage is alcohol in the FFJ?
2-3 days after the fermentation.
2 to 3 days after fermentation. So after 10 days, what does it become?
No. I mean the after 10 days, 2-3 days, it becomes liquor, then it becomes vinegar.
Oh, okay. All
So after 10 days, it's still very sweet.
right.
If you mix with water and some honey, then it's good drinking, like drinking juices.
Oh.
Okay? Klaro ba? So you can have 4 kind of fruits together, ferment it together, then you have 4 seasons. Oh, see? Why buy 4 seasons when it's expensive? Now, the only without chemical in the supermarket that are selling the juices is the pineapple juice. Without the chemical. Yeah. But
Pineapple.
how they produce the pineapple
Pero too much sweet na, sir.
is also chemical.
18
Those natural sweetening is no problem.
Wala na yung, sir. Yung gikan na, sir.
Walang sweetening na artificial sweetening. Natural sweetening from the fruit juice.
Para sa pagkaon na sa human.
Clear?
Clear.
Okay. Now, so you can produce your own juice, own flavor. You can also produce your own vinegar, your own flavored vinegar. Klaro ba? Okay. Now, if you take in every day those kind of juices, yung FFJ, I will assure you, number 1, your bowel movement will improve. If you are not doing bowel movement every day, because you're eating every day, you are not doing bowel movement, something is wrong already.
Ikaw. Muna ng bako ng mong
Yes. Something is wrong with you already.
okay na nga to.
Especially your digestive system. If you eat a lot of meat, you have problems in bowel movement. Okay? Okay. Now,
So how is it supposed to be consumed? Like, how much?
what you do,
Yeah.
that's concentrate.
Uh-huh.
So you can mix it with water,
Uh,
depending on the taste that you
the
want.
sweetness you want.
So if you want to taste more on the juices, then
Yeah.
you increase the volume with the
Okay.
water.
All right.
Now, if you a little bit lacking of budget, you can just put some, then add another sugar base like honey or muscovado, cocoa sugar, which is healthy. So to help the taste.
And then you add water.
Yes, add water.
Add water. Okay. And you can use like how often every day? Or like 1 glass every day?
No
or?
limit.
No limit. Okay.
That can be the drinks of your children,
All right.
and the bowel movement will be very fantastic.
Okay. So instead of juice.
Yeah, it's like Yakult,
Yeah.
taking in Yakult,
Yakult,
to
yes,
improve your
yes,
bowel
yes,
movement.
yes.
That is what you're going to have. Number 2,
Uh,
the benefit of it, you'll never catch cough and cold. You'll never catch cough and cold because many fruits have high vitamin C, especially our native guava. Our native guava, ay nako. If you take yung maliliit, na native guava, if you take 2 or 3 every day, you will never have cough and cold. You don't need to take in vitamin C or French C or anong mga CC dyan nang binibenta. So expensive.
Di man pagkanong sa garang mga anak, kay dili kahilisan.
Yeah.
Sir,
But just eat the guava, you will have your vitamin C already.
Vitamin C. Wow pa. Sir, pangutan na. Kanang kadtong paggamit na to sa plants ato wala man nato kanang kuha ipanit ang prutas. Sa human kuha
For human consumption, it's up to you if you want to include the skin or not. But still, you can include the skin. If you know that these
clean.
fruits
Oh.
comes from your farm, that you don't do chemical.
all right. So if I buy from the supermarket, I should take off the skin.
To be sure, because
Be sure.
the
But,
chemicals.
but it's not going to be very beneficial because if they use a lot of chemicals and there's no much microbes, it's not going to be very
But if there is none available, then
Yeah.
that's the initial thing that you can do for your family's sake. Klaro
Sir,
ah.
kung commercial fruit, sir, kay kasagaran, para ng mga mango diha, grabe man itong pesticides, ana, pesticides. Naigitudlo sir nga, para mawala ang chemicals, atong ihumol og asin og water, pila man ka minutes
Acid,
lang sir.
to take away the toxicity of the plants,
Spray
either
with
fruits
chemicals.
or vegetables.
So may resyo naman.
There are many ways of taking it out. Number 1, the salt cannot take out.
Oh.
Number 2, baking soda also can also help take out. Number 3 is more expensive, a unit. We call it the ozonizer.
Ozonizer. Yes.
So it's like an aquarium hose. No, you put there will be air coming out from that machine that will cleanse
Affordable na tayo itong salt.
the item. So if you want to buy that, you tell me because I'm selling the
Ozonizer,
unit.
sir. Tagpila ng ozonizer, sir.
22.
22,000.
It's not just ozonizer, it's also air for pollution of air, to take away odor, to take away viral in the air. Okay, anyway, you just talk to me later on that now. We'll concentrate on this.
Question pa, sir. Pag-ferment ani kung for human consumption, necessary ba yun ang FFJ or FPJ nga iato gihapon nato sa Chile area? O diha na lang
Yes.
sa balay for human consumption?
So you put it at
In the
home.
field gihapon?
No, you
Or
put it at
At
home.
home lang.
No, even in the making of FFJ, all the concoction for the farm, you have an area like
Like,
what you see there. You cannot put this outside.
sabi ng ano, noon, may comparative sir, pwede daw sa kitsira sir nga limpyo for human consumption. Sa kanang dili shady area na sa sulod sa balay. For human consumption sir, sa FFJ. Pwede ba yun sir? Kung sa sulod inside the house sir?
Yes! Yes!
Ah,
For personal consumption, you make it inside the house.
inside the house.
For the farm, then you will put up in the farm.
Okay.
Clear? Any question? Now, let's go to FPJ. Now, FFJ is more on refreshing your body. Okay? Yung FFJ for human consumption. Now, FPJ is more on curing of sickness and diseases. FPJ
APG.
is more on curing. So I want you to become a quack doctor.
More on curing.
Kayo naman nagtatawa, kainis.
Curing and healing, sir. So curing man siya and healing.
We don't want to be a
Yes.
quack doctor.
So we want you to be quack doctor. Okay ba yan?
Okay.
Okay, now listen. Common sakit. Common sickness of human being, cough and cold. It's common, right? Now, why is it that when I was young, cough and cold is not very much rampant, but right now, somebody just cough, you got it already. Why? Because of vaccination. I'll touch that 2 days after in livestock. Now, we easily catch cough and cold. Now, what is lacking in our body that we can easily get cough and cold? Yeah, it's part of the immune system. What is it? The nutrients in the body that we lack.
Vitamin C.
Yes. We lack vitamin C in our body. That's why we can easily catch cough and cold. Now, listen. If you have cough and cold, what are you going to do? Usually, you buy biogesic, analgesic.
Analgesic.
Everything we will get sick, more
Ay,
sick because it's
antibiotic.
biogesic, analgesic, or you will be more sick. Okay? Okay, so do not buy those things.
Tasiran.
What are you going to do? Very simple. When you have cough and cold, those alternative doctors will tell you why you have cough and cold is because virus entered your body. So that is one way of taking out those viral. Again, why did you have cough and cold? Because those viral enters your body. So the reaction of your body is number one, to have the cough and cold so that the phlegm should come out. The phlegm is the viral. Carries the viral. Now, sometimes you have fever. Why is it you have fever? And the reason also is because viral enters your body. The reaction of your body to kill the viral is to release the fever. Mag-iinit para papatayin niya ang bakterya. Clear? So you don't quench the fever. What the conventional doctors do, they give you medicines to quench the fever. To quench the fever. To stop the fever. That is wrong. Because your body reacted to release heat to kill the bacteria. What you need to do is to control the heat that you will never go into convulsion. Overheat. That's all. So in our traditional parents, what they do? They ask us to drink a lot of water. so that we will keep on urinating to balance the heat in our body so that we will not overheat. Clear? Or they put in ice to slowly quench, not totally taking out fever. Clear? The fever had to go to the finish process. You don't quench it. So drink a lot of water so that you keep on urinating to control the fever, that it will not overheat your body. That's how you do it. Clear? So don't go for paracetamol, biogesic, analgesic, the more you get sick. Because your liver, your kidney will be destroyed. Claro? So what is, if you got cough and cold already, what is the most easiest way to release all those flame out? It's good right now in the Philippines. There are pharmaceutical already doing herbal medicine as therapeutic claim. The first one that come out in the Philippines is the ASCOP, Lagundi.
Lagundi, oo.
Lagundi is good. If you have cough and cold, don't go for antibiotic, biogesic, analgesic. Go for Lagundi. The Lagundi tabs, what you do, 2 tablets, 3 times a day. In 3 days, your cough and cold gone.
Asko, maunang lagot.
Yes. Dalawang company, Ascop and Clinics.
Lagundi. Pero kanang
In
asma
3
hon,
days,
sir.
gone.
Kanang asma hon, sir.
Lagundi.
Lagundi din.
Yes. In 3 days, gone. In conventional, 1 week, hindi pa not yet gone. The cough and cold. Now, it's hard to grow Lagundi. Again, guys, it's hard to grow Lagundi. Take your time. What is the replacement that I will suggest? Oregano.
Oregano yung kalabo, sir.
Kalabo. Oregano. Kalabo. Oregano is the same as Lagundi. It cures cough and cold. It also cures asthma.
So we do the
FPJ
of oregano only.
of oregano.
Only.
Yes.
Okay.
Easiest. Now, if you do the fermentation, your children can easily take it. But if you use the traditional, just pounding
Pounding.
the oregano and take out the juice and let it drink,
Lain kay sir. Uy,
Lain maglamig.
dili ang bata.
suka pa jud.
Kailangan i-ferment ng lagundi.
Yes.
Pwede ipunon sila, sir, lagundi o oregano. I-ferment na.
Pwede,
Pwede na,
have them too, pero again, Lagundi is hard to grow Lagundi.
Nya, lamig.
Isira.
Gisira.
Oregano here, it grows. Oregano, it grows here.
Yeah, we have a lot of oregano in the boundary.
Just newly planted, kuya.
Yeah, newly planted. I requested them to plant oregano because on the last seminar, there was one guy, he said that oregano, when you plant it in surrounding area, no mosquito will enter.
Ah,
So we try to plant if that's true or not. To see.
did you test it if there is mosquito or not?
Evening, there are.
If
Eventually, there are.
but for us, we don't get mosquito.
Oh, because it's
No, there is
surrounded with screen.
no, the screens they're broken.
Oh.
So, but still no mosquito.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But in Kenya,
Oh, plenty. Yeah.
they go through the screen.
Okay. Very much.
FPJ. Oregano.
Okay, oregano. So you just ferment it 3:1, 10 days. After 10 days, separate the liquid from the sludge. Liquid, you put it in
No,
ref.
2-1, you said, okay?
3:1
Oh,
for
3-1.
human consumption.
Okay, 3-1. Yeah.
So put it in ref. So anytime there's somebody who is sick, then you can get that one. And 1 tablespoon for children, 2 tablespoons for adults, even 3 tablespoons 3 times a day.
One tablespoon the concentrate.
Yeah, 1 tablespoon 3 times a day for children. For adult, 2 tablespoons to 3 tablespoons 3 times a day also. In 3 days' time, you will see your cough and cold gone.
And for
That's
that,
how short.
Ferment na lang po, sir, hindi ka ng mga bata.
Yeah, ferment and put it in ref. So anytime you want, you have.
Oo.
Now, if you don't want to put it in ref, it's okay. But if it becomes sour,
Oo.
becomes vinegar.
Vinegar.
Yeah, it's okay. It's still okay.
uh,
You drink vinegar.
2
It's good
tablespoons
for the body.
Ah,
2 tablespoons for adults 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is also for asthma.
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Also good for
And
asthma.
how often you take it to cure asthma?
Also do it this way.
3 days.
times a
3
Yeah, if the asthma stop, then you stop also.
Okay.
When it comes back, and
You
you
take
do it
okay.
again. And it will completely stop the asthma.
Sir, yung FFJ, sir, pwede isulid lang ang juice atong immune, dili na nato i-mix with water for drink.
No. For human, on the
Consumption.
medicinal,
O for
concentrate
medicinal.
is good.
Concentrate.
Kuya,
Concentrate.
can we not just take this as maintenance?
Yes, you can do it every day. Just drink one tablespoon to 2 tablespoons every day. That's prevention.
3 times, sir?
No, for once a day is good
If you
enough for
don't have
prevention.
asthma,
For prevention lang.
Yeah.
For prevention siya. Dili lang.
Total, it's multivitamins. It had multivitamins in it. It's like taking in multivitamins every day. No side effect.
Dili na ta magpalit og vitamins sa atong anak. Kita na ang maghimo.
Yeah,
Let's make our own vitamins.
you do kangkong, alpate, kamote, tapstalinum,
Without chemicals.
FPJ for human consumption for your children.
For
That's
our children.
multivitamins.
Yes, sir. And the fruits. FFJ.
Yeah. Clear?
There.
Year.
Okay. For heart, hypertension. Ay, sorry. I forgot the snacks. Go and get your
for
snacks.
not